Experience Karen Hunter
in a completely different way.
Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me in Karen Hunter is Awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power, a 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
I think there's a reason why that movie Sinners has resonated with so many people, because it speaks to that audio and everything that's happening right now. Just people making up stuff. People can't even have safe spaces for themselves. It's incredible. It's just really incredible. I don't know what y'all were talking about before we got here, but I just been thinking about, I keep thinking about the stories my mother shared with me, growing up in segregated America, and you don't. Here we are with all of this madness happening all around us. And you're right, we have to be vigilant. It's part of the reason why we did the film. We didn't know, Karen, when we were doing the film, that a lot of the themes in the film would be apropos to now. But, here's history. They're trying to erase history. Here's these conversations we need to have. People don't want us to have these conversations. Here's us being inclusive of all kinds of brothers in our communities. No, we don't want that either. It's surreal. I've been having these conversations all week. We're about to go to LA with this film and talk to people out there. And I was talking to a brother earlier today from Harlem who went to LA, and it's just trying to help the community, and people in Altadena trying to hold on to property after the fires is so similar to 20 years ago when Katrina happened and people never got to go back to New Orleans. All of this is very intentional. There's this constant kind of keeping us on the move and chaos. The chaos is intentional. The governmental chaos is intentional. We know, to keep people scared, frightened. What do we do? I don't know what to do. I mean, this is where we do have to draw on, and why I love Sinners so much. You have to draw on the ancestral power of our people. It's there. It's right. It's in us. It is in us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you texted me. When did you see it? When did you go see it?
That Friday. We saw it the first day. We ran to the theater.
Did you do Lincoln? Did you go do Manhattan, or you went?
We did.
Did you do it in the IMAX in the Lincoln? Because
we didn't know there was one. Did you see it there? We didn't know that. No.
Okay. I'm averse to being in New York if I don't have to be. So, and I'm definitely not going to be. I figured it would be mad crowded too, so I made calculations. So, I went to a 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow!
It's like bought my ticket and the tickets around me, and but big screen, one of those, and I had the option in this particular theater to have one that had like motion with it, and because I didn't know what Sinners was, they said, "Do you want to activate?" I was like, "I ain't activate nothing. If there's vampires and boogie things shaking and rattling and rolling, I don't want to be shooken in the midst of being scared, right?" Because I thought it was going to be a vampire movie, and I'm going back because I want to be shook. I want to be shook for that one scene. I want to feel all of that.
Oh, that one scene. Omi, you've seen it? You've seen it?
He has not.
I have not. So I'm loving all the sort of like fringe conversation, but I'm going to see it tonight. Literally, I'm going to see it tonight.
Good.
Yeah.
Someone says, "Is Kevin okay?" He sounds down. He's always like this.
I'm good. I've had a long day. We're getting ready to get to California. I get on the plane in the next couple of days. It's our birthday week, Karen Hunter, our birthday twin.
Yeah.
And I'm reflective. I'm appreciative for another year. I'm good. I am really good. I just a lot in my brain right now. You know what I mean?
Okay. What are you doing for yourself? Because I don't know. Even though we're born on the same day, we're not exactly the same. We're not really twins. I don't like people to give me things. Like I anything that I have, I have. I don't want to have to navigate. I mean, thank you, gifts and stuff. I'm just like, I just want to be left alone and just do what I want to do, eat what I want to eat, be what, but you, no parties. I don't know. Are you similar?
I'm not having a party. Our big premiere in LA is the day after. So we're literally on a plane flying out there on my birthday. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be on JetBlue on Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta get there, and I just want to have a nice quiet meal with my wife and chill, and that's it. Just get there. Yeah.
Minus the wife.
That
So there we
scene,
go.
Only when that scene you're talking. I know what scene.
Uh-oh.
I'm
I'm
not
low
gonna
key
say.
blocking y'all out a little bit. I'm low key like
No, no, no.
tapping
So,
out.
so here's the thing, without spoiling the movie,
I'm
but
not gonna say
it's
it.
almost, it's not Sixth Sense. Like, it's not like,
Okay,
oh,
yeah,
at the
yeah.
end, everybody's, it's not, there's no one
There's no aha
moment.
then. Okay.
There's no, I mean, there are moments. There are a lot of moments in the movie, but what I'm saying is
Hmm.
thematically, first of all, the shooting of the actual
Mm.
cinematography is
It's
an
incredible.
experience, right? That will
Yeah,
transport you to those of you who have ever spent any time in the South. I spent my summers in Augusta, Georgia. I felt home the way
that's
he
right.
shot this thing, the
That's
dirt
right.
road and it's just and it's a period
Mm-hmm.
piece. So we're talking about the 1930s, right?
Yeah.
1930s.
1932.
Yeah, so we're in that right after World War One. We're coming into, and there is, if you think about that period, Black Wall Street has been destroyed, Rosewood has been destroyed, this is before Emmett Till, but there's this tension, in this country. Birth of a Nation, and it's funny, there's a video of Ryan Coogler talking about the importance of Black culture. As a matter of fact, let me play this because I think it's super
Mm.
important to shape this conversation. Omi Bell is here. There are no spoilers. Kevin Powell is here. Play that clip, Smith.
Why do you feel like it's important to protect Black culture?
Cinema is a beautiful art form, man. It's been around about a century, right? So as terms of our artistic medium, it's relatively young. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of human history, and before a good part of those 100 years, the power of cinema has kind of been wielded against our culture. It's a long history of filmmakers of our culture that fighting against those tides that maybe marginalize our stories or just flat out ignore them,
Yep.
and at worst portray them in a skewed light, that obscures the truth or a whole truth. I'm blessed to be able to make these movies and to tell these stories, and I'm just blessed to have a job. You know what I'm saying? And but even more blessed that people show up. When we make them. That's something that I'll never want to take for granted. And while I had this opportunity, it's my job to portray a culture as what it is. As what it really and truly is in the medium, and also what it could be.
Can I before we get in, first of all, the humility of this man, the
Yes.
way in which he is 100% Oakland, not trying to code switch. He ain't trying to pretty it up. He gonna say however the words fall out of his mouth. But you better not challenge his abilities, right? He just wrote a letter thanking people because, of course, this film is number one. He wrote a letter, took a picture of it with a sprig of cotton. I don't know if anybody's ever picked cotton. If anybody's ever picked cotton, you know how powerful, this.
Yeah.
So he's got cotton in the letter, which looks like it was on a typewriter. Eternal gratitude. My heart is berating with it. I don't think I've seen that word. I
Mm.
haven't seen this word. Burating. I'm going to look it up. I love this. He said, I want to thank each and every one of you who bought a ticket to see Sinners, who decided to drive to see the film in different formats, who bought popcorn and a drink, who booked a sitter and carpooled and stood in the lobby afterwards and talked and made a friend, who changed their work schedule, who saw the film in groups. I want to thank you all who watched more than once, who recommended the film to others, both in person and on social media and on your text message chains. I had the gift of the opportunity of making a film inspired by my family and my ancestry, but it was also a film that we wanted to make for audiences in theaters. We always had our minds on you, the audience, and felt a deep responsibility to entertain you and move you in the way only cinema can. And then he goes on to talk about it, and with many thanks. And he said, P.S. Much has been made about my 13-year partnership with Michael B. Jordan, my 17-year partnership with Ludwig Göransson, who some people are mad about him scoring the film, but again, 17 years with somebody is magic anyway. And he said, my lifelong partnership with Zenzi Coogler, his wife, of course. But I wanted to shout out Michael Shawer, our picture editor, who I've been working with for 15 years. Michael did exceptional work on this film, and he goes on. This man, first of all, the way that he moves, it is in community, it is collaborative, it is humble, but it also it is full. He is complete. And Dr. Carr last night in Office Hours said this film felt like this the last film somebody would do. Like, I know this is my last film, so I'm going to throw everything at this. I'm going to put everything into it because I may not get another opportunity. He said, watching that, I felt like that was this. And I think is, to me, the best film I've ever seen because of how it made me feel when I left that theater.
Woo.
I'm excited to watch it because y'all get me more and more hype. Okay, my it's at 7:40. Okay, 7:40 tonight. We got the tickets begging. We already ready to go. Y'all get me more and more excited. When's the last time? So what he's found is a sort of magic. I would love to see this like continue to grow. Like him and Michael B. Jordan in the magic that they create. It's like, keep that.
Yes.
Right? It's like you found a pocket. You found a pocket that rocks the party. You know what I mean? It's like, and we are never going to get tired of that pocket rocking the party like it rocks it. So it's like, I want to see them keep going with this more and more and more. Of course, whatever's embedded in their spirit, but like this idea of I don't know, when's the last time we've seen a director, writer, producer match up with an actor in this way? It's been, I feel like,
Richard Pryor, maybe Richard Pryor did some stuff with when BJ Long or the one where he played the preacher and the different characters, and he kept going with Lynette McGee. I think Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier had a few moments, but I don't think they produced. Those films were epic, but I don't think they produced them. Eddie Murphy may have had a couple. The Harlem Nights, which didn't get enough praise. That was another.
I just interviewed Spike Lee for a magazine that's coming out soon, and he talked about how he and Denzel are about to put out their 5th movie together.
Wow, there we go.
That's in 30 years.
There we go. That's it.
Michael B. and Brian is 5 films in 13 years. I mean, it's incredible. I'm trying to hold back only because you're going to see it soon, but I want to echo what Karen said. My mama and them are from South Carolina, and so I spent much time down south. We are, as I always say on the show with Karen, proud Geechee Gullah folks. It represents unapologetic Blackness, but there's also inclusivity. What you were saying, Karen, behind the scenes, the fact that the cinematographer is a Filipino sister, a woman, Filipino.
First woman to shoot in that format.
Yes, the fact that this white brother who he's worked with for 17 years scored the film, and it's an excellent score. But inside the film, the indigenous community, Irish culture is represented, Black people, Asian Americans are represented, because people don't realize these histories that overlap in America. This is what the film is about. The scene that Karen's talking about, you will see. We were like, oh my God, we have never seen like anything like this in a movie, any movie, anywhere. And Karen, I was saying to myself, well, what is the best movie I've ever seen that made me, we grew up with Star Wars, all these films. This movie has everything in it, and it centers Black folks. And Black people are beautiful. You know what I mean? I grew up, either we were a race or we were the first ones to die in the movie, or it made it seem like our skin color, our noses, our lips, our body types, there was something wrong with us.
Yes.
You know what I mean? This film embraces the magic, the beauty, the diversity of Blackness, and it's about appropriation. It's about so many different things. There's so many layers of stuff. Karen, it got to the point where I'm like, okay, even the hat that one of the twins is wearing, and the name of the twins,
Yeah.
and the colors that they're wearing, all of it.
Yes.
I'm like, this is all like, it's like. Imagine someone just saying, okay, we're going to take you on a trip where you're going to put you in a field and you're going to find hints of Black culture. You just got to go find it. That's what the film is. It's there.
Treasure hunt. It was a treasure hunt.
Treasure
You know
hunt.
what? And to the point that it's so unusual. I was having a conversation with one of my producers about this film, and they weren't used to seeing a Black woman in that role as a love interest, to the point that so many people thought that she might have been the mother. And I never thought that, because I'm built a certain kind of way too. I don't have as much titties as she got, but I got, I'm not small, and to see her beautiful, I could see me. you know,
That's
and
right.
immediately I was like, oh, she about to get that Michael B. Jordan, that, you know, like I was excited. I was excited about that because you could feel the chemistry. As a matter of fact, you know, I'm talking about One Me. Do you know her, One Me? Oh my goodness, is that how you
Musaki.
say her name?
Yeah,
One
Wumi.
Me.
Yeah, yeah. Nigerian
She was
sister.
she was talking
Phenomenal.
about the intimacy, you know, like they had to meet in the beginning. Brian Coogler put them in a room together, and they had to spend time together to the point where, you know, is it okay for me to touch you? Like they spent time getting to know each other intimately before they shot the film. And I think about the genius of Ryan Coogler making them have to, you know, it's not like, okay, cut, let's, you know, film the scene, you know, people have to act. He made sure they knew each other's body.
I mean, it's
She was in Lovecraft Country.
Yes, she
That's
was.
the woman.
Yes, she
yes,
was.
She's beautiful. I love
Yes.
her.
she's
Yeah, no,
gorgeous.
that's good. Yeah,
The
she is.
the casting, when you find out that Haley Steinfeld, whose father's Jewish, but his mother has an African American lineage in there, and she's playing in the film. You're like, yo, the casting is brilliant. Delroy Lindo. I mean, I just recently rewatched Malcolm X with Delroy Lindo playing West Indian Archie with a West Indian accent, and here he is playing, you know, this character Delta Slim in Sinners with a Mississippi Delta accent. Because to me, I'm like, man, here he is subliminally saying to us, y'all folks who think that black folks are different from different places, there's a lot of parallels between the West Indies and down south. People always ask my mama, where's she
Oh,
from? Is she from the
100%.
Caribbean or is she from down south? What is the
That's
actual?
right. Geechee
Y'all
Gullah
know.
sounds straight
Yeah,
West Indian. If you,
I'm just
oh my
saying.
goodness.
it
I'm
does.
just saying.
So
It's brilliant on that
growing
level,
up,
sister.
growing up, I actually, so I'm from Durham, but my great grandparents are from Goldsboro, North Carolina. So I
Yes.
grew up like going down there, and they were actually still living. My great grandmother at the time, when I was small, was still living on the land that they sharecropped on. Now
Yeah.
I didn't learn this until now I'm an adult, being like, oh my God, that's the house that they were sharing. You know, like mind blown. And we talk about the 80s, right? Like we're not talking about a super long time ago. Like, and I can remember running through the cornfields. So I think why it makes me a little scared, because like that being out in those fields like that can feel like home and feel a little scary. And seeing cotton on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like
Mm.
and the tie to like, oh my God, yeah, this was what you picked, this is what you grew, this is what you like, you're sharecropping, you worked this land. Didn't even that I was not educated around it until I got older, and thinking back to those memories, being like, oh my God, this little house, almost slightly bigger than a shed, like a nice cottage
That's right.
kind of house, is where they lived and sharecropped. It is mind blowing to think about it now as an adult.
The
Mm.
thing that I say all the time, and when you see the film, I think you will agree, we are a miracle. We are a miracle to survive all that we've survived and still create, you know, the inventions, the food, the music, everything to make these magical moments happen. I think Ryan Coogler's a miracle. I mean, this is a brother, as you said, he
Yes.
doesn't code switch. He's out of Oakland, California. Shout out to the Bay Area, big time, Karen. And it's just like, you know, the fact that so you know what Spike said to me in the interview? He said Ryan shared with him that he was 4 or 5 years old, but his father insisted on taking Ryan to see Malcolm X in 1992. And Ryan says that had such an impact on him. I mean, think about what he's saying. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's this lineage. You know, it's Ryan Coogler, it's Spike Lee and Julia Dash, it's Melvin Van Peebles, it's Ayoka Chinzera, it's Oscar Michel. It's like he is the fruit of everyone that came before him who attempted to make films. It's Robert Townsend making Howard Shuffle with his credit cards. You know what I'm saying? It's all of that. It's all of that. You know, and I think about, you know, what he represents and his love for us, but also his inclusivity. You know, watching Sinners made me say I got to go back and watch the second Black Panther. You know, because a lot of people are asking, well, why did he include the Latinx community in the second Black Panther? Well, he's from California, and there's all kinds of folks around California. It ain't just black folks. It's not like on the East Coast where it's a large majority, or down south where there's a whole bunch of us in North Carolina and South Carolina. And I'm like, man, he's actually giving us a GPS on our humanity and our
Yes.
blackness at the same time via filmmaking. That's what I got from Sinners.
Experience Karen Hunter.
in a completely different way.
Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast. podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me in Karen Hunter is Awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power, a 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.